Going on, Jerome's. So Minnesota Vikings brought in general manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah and head coach Kevin O'Connell in 2022 to sort of change the culture just a smidge. All right, so a lot more positivity, a lot more Brian O'Neill saying hi to in the hallway, everything going on there. But even though Kevin O'Connell and the Vikings have gone 22-15 under his leadership, as well as won the division once, as they head into year 3 of their respective 4-year deals, Vikings ownership had said that there would not be extension talks before or during the season. They would evaluate after the season. And I understand from ownership's perspective, especially since they're sort of on the hook for multiple years after they fired Spielman and Zimmer after it was clear that there was a lot of friction there. So they don't want to be paying GMs and coaches and coaching staff multiple years to not do their jobs. I get it. Also, a lot of changeover this offseason, but Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell, I understand it's only 2 games in, and it is very early, but all of the traits that you're looking for leadership, for the future of your franchise, they're right there. They're there, man. So may as well get ahead of things and extend Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi now, and we'll get into why in a second. It's like, show them the money. That's right, man. Now, for Kwesi, we'll start with him. So Kwesi's extension parameters show quality and depth on the rooster, prove Kurt and Daniil decisions were right. JJ McCarthy, found your future franchise guy, extending Justin Jefferson. And frankly, this offseason, Kwesi was cooking. Kwesi was getting after it. So, yes, big-time decision, moving on from Kirk Cousins and Daniil Hunter. Daniil landed in Houston. We'll see him this week. Kirk Cousins, we'll see him a little bit later in the season. And even though Kurt had that clutch game-winning drive against the Eagles, and the Eagles basically just gave that game away, like, it was the right decision. Right? He doesn't look completely healthy. Falcons gave him the bag. And it was a tough decision for Kwesi because Kevin O'Connell, he hasn't hidden his thoughts about wanting Kurt back, but Kwesi just like, no, we'll protect the money. Well, we'll take our lumps with the salary cap this year, so we have all the freedom next year, and he did exactly that in conjunction with Rob Brzezinski. Free agent wise, I love the coterie of free agents that they brought in to supplement the roster, and Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi got things done with Justin friggin' Jefferson getting that long-term extension done, and also, of course, the quarterback of the future. Also, edge rusher of the future in Diamond Dallas Turner. Has looked pretty decent in a very small sample size. So for Kwesi, like, the parameters are there. Check. And also the depth and quality on this roster, especially on defense, it's there in spades. The offensive line is coming around. The running game is legitimate, as you do have a guy in Ty Chandler who was one of the famous 2022 draft class picks for Kwesi, as well as free agent signing Aaron Jones. And also, I think you have to respect Kwesi for moving on from his first 2 draft picks, whether it be Lewis Cine or Andrew Booth Jr. It wasn't working out. So even though you have to eat a little bit of dead cap and eat some crow, I mean, have this roster be the best players there, not just because you drafted guys. And I think that certainly is respectable. For Kevin O'Connell, the extension parameters are winning culture and vibe, check. Prove he can coach after Kurt, that's also check. And also prove the Vikings can beat the best. And yes, it is a very short season, but a win on the road is tough to do in the National Football League, and beating the San Francisco 49ers, I mean, it's pretty damn good and convincing. And also, you look at a fellow 2022 freshman head coach, Mike McDaniel. He got his extension, even though he has a very similar record to Kevin O'Connell. Also, I just feel like the direction of the Vikings is better than the Dolphins at this point. Not throwing stones or anything like that, but much rather be the Vikings. So, parameters there. Also, moving on from Kurt, I mean, what he's done with Sam Darnold so far, and also, like we said, this hasn't been a fluke. Darnold is comfortable. He's looking really damn good. He's playing like a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback. Also, the future with JJ McCarthy, it's got to be bright. Like, no matter what happens this year, no matter what happens with Darnold in the future, you have to feel good about the coaching staff and infrastructure here for J.J. McCarthy, a guy who has all the physical tools and this burning desire to learn and get better, and also all the weapons all over the place. So it's pretty damn fantastic. So I know what you're saying. Well, let's just wait to the end of the season. Well, here's why I extend them now. So the players love and respect continuity. That's why in the offseason they either have to fire or extend Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell. You can't have these two guys in a lame duck season because players just don't respond to that. Same thing with coaching staff. Because, I mean, if you're on the coaching staff or in the scouting department, like new head coach or GM respectively, you're probably going to be out, right? So if your boss has 1 year left on his deal, that means you have 1 year left on your deal. And that doesn't necessarily get the best out of people. So rewarding them now, again, speaks to the culture. And you look at Darisaw, you look at Jefferson, you look at Hawkinson, it speaks to the locker room like, hey, do your job and you will be rewarded, right? It's, same thing with Blake Brandel, Josh Metellus, etc. Harrison Phillips. Do your job and you'll be rewarded, including the head coach and the GM. This would be an easy sell to fans as the Vikings got off to a great start, beat the Niners, and also they certainly are going to be in the thick of things in the NFC North as well as the NFC playoff chase. Also, you have to extend both because I truly do believe that this is a partnership and a package deal. And here's the problem. Like, if you extend O'Connell, it won't be like, yay, we extended the head coach. It'll be like, what's wrong with Kwesi? Right? So it'll be like, oh, you're going to fire Kwesi in the offseason, but keep O'Connell. And a new GM, it's his prerogative. Like, he would want his own head coach. So already you're upsetting the chemistry between the two most important people in the front office in GM and head coach, right? Also, as time goes on, the price of the brick is going up. So agents aren't dumb, right? So if you do a deal now, it's just like players. If you do a deal now early versus when the rubber meets the road, when you have to get a deal done, it's going to cost more later on. Also, if Kevin McConnell and the Vikings, like, they win the division, they make a run in the playoffs, make a Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl, that price is going up, up, up. So getting ahead of things, that does make sense. And plus, it's clear Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell, they have a good working relationship. They love it here in Minnesota. Plus, I just love the vibe. And we can say that now because Brian Flores said that in his presser. We love the vibe of this team. And you talk about culture, you talk about everything like that. The Vikings have it. And also they have an assload of cap space next year because they took their medicine this year. They're deep on both sides of the ball, and this is a really, really good team, and I think leadership should stay in place. And also, if we could work out an extension for Brian Flores, that's not going to happen. Like, Flores certainly has earned the right to explore head coaching options next offseason. Selfishly, I hope he stays, but I do hope that he at least gets a freaking interview, man. He deserves it. So there you go. But your thoughts and our thoughts. Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell need to be extended now, right? Meow. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol Production Value.